that I'm about to lose it all. Pray for me. I don't need gravity for tears to fall. You can keep your fancy words and colored lines. Nothing super spiritual, not this time. Just pray for me, 'cause judging me's not helping me to grow. Pray for me. See the wrong I've done, I already know. Will you love me if I'm dirty and I've lost my way? Till the blood has washed me white and I'm no longer gray.
This
If I don't
conversation
need
to
your
me.
approval, will you let me stay and pray for me?
I need prayer.
Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Please pray for me. Let's pray.
Lord, help us.
Listen close. You can hear the world crying. They say don't talk about me. Don't judge me. Just get down on your knees and we want to be greater. We want to be stronger. But help us, please. The only way I can make it through the day. Pray for me. I'm afraid that I'm about to lose it all.
I wonder. Am I the only one that gets tired? And I ask myself this, knowing there's people out there with good intentions. People all over the world that has big hearts. I can't figure out, even for a person whose heart may be hardened, what will make you do or what makes them do half the stuff they do. And like I said when I first doing my introduction, this this show on this channel, we're gonna be all the way honest about everything. Anything we talk about, we want the truth of it. And I really just want to know y'all's how y'all feeling about what's actually going on. It's a new year, and even though it's a new year, because we so used to things still hanging around. I, I I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but tonight's topic is pray for me. Mm, I think everybody, especially in this country, need to ask somebody that has a direct line to God through His Son Jesus Christ to pray for them. We all need prayer. I'm not singling out just no one in particular person because every living soul on this earth needs prayer. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing all this stuff in the news. I'm tired of living in this ignorance that is surrounding us. It, I don't know how y'all look at it. And yes, I'm talking about the protest from earlier today. And a woman lost her life. That, I mean, in my heart, regardless to what she was doing, I hate to see that for anybody's family. Did these folks really storm the Capitol like that? I mean, they knew when we as black people was protesting the Black Lives Matter. They set up security. This what I don't understand is why because I'm a black man am I a threat? I'm labeled a threat because of my ethnicity, my race. I'm labeled a threat. So anytime it's a group gathering of African Americans, they put security in place off the top. Before we even get there, if we try to show up early, they there. It's like they spend the night there the day before. And we a threat. We ain't go up here and try to fight against the army, law officials. We tried to hold a decent protest. So what happened today? Where was your security? They wasn't a threat, were they? Mm-mm. Oh, this gonna be a good protest. Just let them do their protest and we'll be fine. At the Capitol? What I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm tired. I'm real tired. And yeah, I'm finna fire up. Because I'm finna put the truth out there about how I feel. If you're watching, listen. I'm going to say some things that a lot of y'all scared to say. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. Every time black people get together and decide to make a stand for themselves, there's always something coming up to try and rebuttal that, tear it down, or make us look ignorant. Let me show you how ignorant you actually look. We said Black Lives Matter. You got mad and said all lives matter. If all lives matter, why do you think it's okay to kill us off? So what you basically making us feel like is we're not life, or what is you trying to say? Ain't nobody coming in here messing with your kind like that. You don't get pulled over and immediately the officer's pistol is on hand is on his pistol. We could be standing if you don't have to be out here, you don't be out here in public and see an officer coming up and nervous because when you saw him coming up, your hands was already in your pocket. You don't know what it's like to be a black man or a black woman in this country, a place where we were forced to come here. And then with that being said, another thing that's pissing me off is all you people coming over here because you grew up wherever you come from, thinking that this is the best place on earth to be because you hear United Nations and you think it's all that. You dumb because you're on the outside looking in. If it was really all that, when you got here, you wouldn't have seen half the things you saw. If we were a united nation, we wouldn't be bucking heads with each other over the color of your skin. I don't care what you look like on the outside. If we cut you open, it don't matter what race you is. It's going to pour out the same color. Y'all don't care. Everybody want to put themselves in a certain category. Like, even with rich, poor, middle class people, this world ain't this freedom of speech. Man, come on. You can come to America and you can make it big. How is it that foreigners, or as y'all like to call them, aliens, come from a different country to go to school over here and they can start businesses, things of that nature? But when you have an entire race that helped you build in this country, somebody from that culture try to start off, you got to check their background. It's all too familiar. What's in their background? Who are they people? Where was he raised? Where was she raised? But then you want to try to sell us on the fact that racism no longer exists. In whose world? Why? Because you ain't tying us to a stump and busting our backs open? Slavery is supposed to be over with. And then this is the crazy part about it. You got white folks that you just let go through things and you call it a casualty of war. They surrounded themselves with the wrong people, huh? But we are supposed to be Americans. What are you, a Native American? I'm an African American. Truth be told, if you want to say that we ain't from here, you're not from here either. Just because you came and took something that didn't belong to you, that's something you're good at. You're going to take what don't belong to you. Much love for the ones that actually care, that actually know what happened all them years ago was wrong. For those of you that you went up here and stormed the Capitol for a man that they had proof on for things that he did in the past, and he ain't got in trouble for it. Do y'all even see half the stuff that y'all show us before you consider why we think the way we do? You had a man in a, I can't even think of what state it was, but this man made what he was doing some type of religion. You let him get away with it. And he even got on social media, on the news, talked about it. He didn't get handcuffed or nothing like that. And what he did was actually brand women. He branded them and made them basically, they were basically his servants to give him sex when he wanted, do whatever he wanted them to do. If they got out of line, they was punished. All that good stuff. And then you want to take one of our greatest R&B artists, mm-hmm, who, when you actually look at the situation and look at the story of it, I know these parents and stuff was mad, but I sat there and watched it. This girl came to the door to show her folks that she was okay and asked them to leave. But he in prison. Because, and then they want to do a show saying he did this to me, he did that to me. If you was able to get to the door to your parents, why you didn't just leave? I'm wrong for that. I know you're going to criticize the crap out of this for me saying that. But it's the truth. It's the truth. If you're going to do him that way, that man should be sharing a cell right now with him. Right to this day. But he's not. For whatever reason. What I can't fathom in my mind, really, even those that are racist, yes, I'm finna say it, it ain't just white people that's racist. We got black people out here that's racist too. You racist. You don't like them because of their race or because of something that happened to their ancestors or whatever. I know that was messed up. I don't have whips on my back. I had some great leaders that came before me and made sure that I didn't have to go through that treatment. Nevertheless, there are still things out here that we have to deal with. But instead of complaining about it, why don't we get together and do something about it? I know I'm about to piss y'all all the way off because my issue really ain't even with them. My issue is with every African American in America that sit up here and say these things, but you're doing the very thing they want you to do. Think about it. Good friend of yours, down on his luck. He always around you, and yeah, you bird feed him, knowing you got money. He wrong because he about to rob you. He gonna wait till you turn your back, and he gonna get you for whatever he can. He wrong for that. But here's where you go to entertaining them. You go get your pistol and you snuff out his life. That's exactly what they want us to do. Kill each other. Because if we start killing each other and we go to war with each other, the quicker we die off, the greater their number becomes over us. So if they do decide to pop off, we ain't got enough people to stand beside us and fight back. When you think about it, they're kind of smart about this. They're smart with it. And that's just for looking at it in reality. We killing each other. We beefing with each other on a daily basis. You know what used to trip me out when I was younger and I used to watch and and look at everything from how slaves were treated? They would take one man's wife and make her lay down and sleep with his friend and set it up so the friend walk in and see this so that they could get the fight. And once they start fighting, they put them in a pit and make them fight to the death for their own entertainment. Casting votes like you would at what they call them, cockfights. Yeah. See, all these little ideas that of doing stuff like that for sport, that's something they used to make us do back in the day. Now you want to sit up here and say that uh you don't like them for what happened in the past. Why you still doing the same things that they had them doing in the past? They ain't making you do it now. They just know you gonna do it anyway. All they gotta do is throw a little cash out there. I used to nah, I ain't gonna do that. Get myself in trouble. Certain things I've been delivered from that I don't do no more. But I'm seeing a lot of things in the streets. I sat back after all that and I looked at it like, how did this happen? What made this come about? You know. While I'm thinking about the title of this tonight's show, Pray for Me. I'm saying that because a lot of this stuff that you don't agree with or me saying, if it hurts your feelings, don't get mad. Just pray for me. Just pray for me. Because right now I'm in my feelings. I'm really in my feelings. I got a lot of white friends. I love my white friends. They ain't done nothing bad to me. And I hope they never do. I never try to cross them or nothing like that. They good people. Why I can't say you can't put everybody in the same category. You really can't. Because everybody ain't the same. It's like I be telling other people, telling them, you can't put everybody in the same category. You might run across a black person that's just all the way ignorant and they gonna do something bad to you. Well, on the other hand, you run across a black person that's got a good heart. They don't see color. Not holding a grudge. We got grudges in this country that just set us apart. It's so crazy because if somebody really wanted to do something to us, mm, listen, we got if we're gonna be a United Nations, we got to come together as a United Nation. We can't wait until something drastic happen to decide, okay, now we good, we good with you until we've won the situation and then go back to being the same way. At some point, you gotta grow up and get out of the childish ways of acting mentality and be grown. What is you waiting on? You waiting on certain people to die off before you do what's right? We're a United Nations. We need to stand as a United Nations every second of the minute, every minute of the hour, every hour of the day, every day of the week, and so forth and so on. I wish that would happen. That's crazy because Martin Luther King had a dream of us all coming together, which it happened, but it didn't happen quite like he had hoped it would because we still distance ourselves. That's in everything we do, from the church to the street. Where is it going to be some stability at? At what point do we say, okay, enough is enough? It's time to unite. It's time to actually stand up and be what America is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the land of the free. We ain't free. We ain't free at all. And for those of you racists out there that's thinking you free, how can you be free when you constantly worried about me? What am I doing? How can I stop him from having a good day? How can I make his life miserable? How is that being free? You miserable. Because the whole time you losing sleep like at night, worried about what you gonna do to me. I'm getting my sleep and get up. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to take care of me and mine. And I'm gonna stay in God's good graces. Cause I know at some point you coming. I know at some point you coming. But as long as I'm in his good graces, it's gonna be hard. Mighty hard for you to get to me. Heaven forbid something happened to you on your way to come after me. And then you sit up here and you say that God loves you. Did you know that he specifically said that you don't love him? You don't love him because you can't even love the person that you see on a daily basis. You got a grudge against them. Is you reading from the same Bible that I'm reading from? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall have everlasting life. He won't perish. He got everlasting life. That's whosoever. He didn't specify your race. He didn't specify my race. He didn't specify the Israelites. He didn't specify the Jews. None of that. He said, whosoever. So why you losing sleep worried about me? Why not go on and live your life under the banner that this country was supposed to be built on? Land of the free. Under one nation. One God. In God we trust. Remember? That's how it started. Or that's how you said it started. That's how you taught a certain group of people growing up back in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, that's how y'all taught us. And for my people out there, you know what's really in your heart. You know right from wrong. You know what your grandmama taught you, big mama, whoever. You know it. I want you to really sit down after you see this video and think about it. If Big Mama saw you how you acting right now, what would she do to you? Some of y'all call them Big Mama or whatever. Call my grandmama Mutt. Mutt saw me acting a fool like that. You remember that movie Precious? How that skillet came and hit that wall by her? A plate or something. She gonna knock the crap out of you. Bernie Mac told the world how Big Mama do. You know, you get that chop in the throat. You get hit in your throat so hard you hit a pause in the middle of your cry. Yeah. Ask yourself, would she do that to you for the way you acting now? And after you finally muster up the balls to tell the truth and say, yeah, she done knocked the crap out of me. Ask yourself, do you think that she pleased with your life right now? Or would she rather you get your stuff together and do what's right? You think your ancestors, the ones that you mad or so-called mad about because they had to go through what they went through so that you can breathe this good, free, fresh air that you breathing, you think they'd be happy with you acting the way you is out here trying to kill each other? Wanting to fight each other because somebody said something or somebody told you that they said something? So you want to go take their life? You think your ancestors would actually go for that? Told you, I'm in my feelings tonight. I'm sick of stupidity. We always hollering, I want my 40 acres and a mule and this and that. First off, you didn't go through slavery. And right now, the things that you're doing, you ain't acting like you actually deserve what your ancestors sacrificed to get you what you got right now. None of us acting like that, myself included. I catch myself doing stupid stuff all the time. And then when I sit down and think about it, I realize how ungrateful my actions are for those who struggle to make sure I didn't get dragged to some plantation or sold off somewhere else. My actions don't even show that I appreciate them for dying for me so that I didn't have to go so I don't have to go through that. And yeah, it's coming. It's the same way with Christ. All you people out here swearing that my God loved me, God knows my heart. I can't wait till I can talk to y'all about that. And you gonna see, I bet you stop saying it. You gonna stop saying it once I show you what he said about that. You don't realize a lot of this stuff you was taught ain't what it is. We got a lot of learning to do. Once again, we got a lot of learning to do. So don't go tell nobody I said that y'all got a lot of learning to do. I said we. I'm still living on this earth too. I got a lot of learning to do too. But as I learn it, I'm gonna sure enough give it to you. Cause I want us to do it and prosper in it together. But in the meantime, can we please act like we got some sense? Act like we smarter than what we showing. Because I know you got some sense. I know you smarter than that. I know you smarter than the things you doing. And I don't want to hear this, what I'm supposed to do. A fool try to roll up on me and smoke me, I'm going to smoke him first. What? Why would you even put yourself in that position? Stop going out here high-siding and talking stupid to each other, and you ain't got to worry about that. Stop pushing each other's buttons. You're knocking at the wrong door. Sit down and think about some stuff. Take a day out, just one day out this month, and really think about some stuff. Get your mind together, your thoughts, gather your thoughts, and feel that truth that's inside of you, because it's there. Everybody say we got five senses or whatever, and you got more than that. You really got the sense that God gave you. You just got to learn how to use it. Think before you act. And I know you heard that before. Use your brain. Like Tupac said, use your brain. It ain't them that's killing us. It's us that's killing us. We killing ourselves because we allow stupid things to happen. Every time they see us gather up together in large groups, we wind up fighting one another. And somebody innocent on the outside looking in get hurt in the process. If we can stop doing that, then maybe we ain't got to worry about all that. We black people, we gonna huddle up. We gonna meet. We gonna get together in large numbers. The only way to keep them from bothering us is to quit starting drama with each other. If you know somebody you don't like gonna be somewhere where it's gonna be a lot of people, do me a favor in 2021. Don't go. Stay at home. Find you something else to do. Let's do that in 2021. Try to have less casualties amongst the black community coming from black on black crime. Can we do that? And see how that works for us this year. Because the only way they're gonna respect us is if we first respect ourselves. If we ain't gonna respect our own race, what other race out there gonna respect us? They want to say we animals. So if we act like animals, that's how they gonna treat us. But if they see us standing together, united as one race, they will back up. They will leave us alone. Don't forget, it's black people in law enforcement. It's black people in the Army, Navy, Air Force, the military. And we can stand together as one and be united as one. They won't be doing all this crazy stuff to us. Over half of them gonna want to see us do that. The other half ain't gonna want to see it. That's what they worry about. You giving them what they want instead of what they don't want. You gotta stand together. Get back under that banner where we came from. Our ancestors prayed for us day in, day out. They prayed for this freedom. It ain't the kind of freedom that we think we ought to have, but it's freedom. So instead of mistreating it and abusing it, let's use it the way that they promised God we would use it. And make the world know he exists. You know he exists. Even for those of you that want to say he don't, because of some stuff you went through at the church. I'm not in the church, but I ain't no fool. I know there's a God. And I ain't talking about no ancestors either. How my ancestors gonna do something and they dead and gone? I'm gonna be somebody's ancestor in the future. You think I'm coming back to help them, or I'm gonna be circling above them like some godly figure directing their path? That's what you think the afterlife is? Come on now, be you smarter than that. You smarter than that. I know we gonna make mistakes and stuff, but you can't be ignorant all your life. Now that all that's been said, let me point out something to you. They gave up all that security for us rallying for Black Lives Matter. Trump protesters went up there to the Capitol. They ain't put no security out there. They had to suffer the consequences. Don't get mad about it. Don't get mad about it. Instead of getting mad about it, show them that we got sense. We bigger than that. We don't have to fight each other. We ain't got to be out here shooting up each other's houses and stuff, killing little kids and stuff. We ain't got to shoot at them. We didn't go out there in no large group and start shooting at them today. They did that on their own to themselves. That ought to be a lesson to you. Don't do it. Like I said, in 2021, if you're going to gather in large groups, be civilized. If you feel yourself getting ready to get in some drama or something with somebody, be the bigger person. Walk off. Dismiss yourself from the party or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with you preserving our race. The only time y'all getting mad is when somebody from another race wrongfully kill somebody in this black race. But you ain't really getting mad when you see black on black crime, and I don't understand that. Why is we killing each other? It don't make sense to do that. That's just the dumbest thing ever. Because if we kill each other off, who gonna be here for the ones that survive to help them when something really pop off? Nobody. They gonna do what they want to with you. You kill off everybody in your community, and you the only one there. The next city decide they want to come over and take over their community that you done killed everybody off of because you wanted to be the one that's the top man or whatever. What you gonna do? You ain't got no army, you ain't got no help. Everybody from your same community dead and gone because you killed them off. So this other city finna take over your city. And now instead of you having people actually from your city, you got a whole nother city that you got to serve. You got to be smarter than that. Stop putting yourself in those type of situations. I'm not saying let people run over you. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying be smarter. Live to fight another day. You walking off from a situation don't do anything but de-escalate that situation. And when everything is cooled off, you can sit down like grown folks and talk about it. I seen a beef that's been going on for at least about 10 years actually get resolved over the past weekend. Because instead of everybody being mad at each other, they done got themselves calm and actually talked the situation out, and come to find out it was one person that was manipulating both sides and had them mad at each other for no earthly reason at all. A lot of the stuff that we killing each other over is petty. It can be replaced. You can't replace nobody's life. You can't give that back. Once you take that, it's gone forever. And if that person has children, that child is without their parent for the rest of their life. But before you get ready to do something like that, how would you have felt if somebody did you like that? Granted that you still have your parents. I'm not talking about people that don't have their parents and wouldn't know that, because that's pointless. But at the same time, just because you don't have your parent, don't mean that you don't have somebody that you love. You got kids? You want your kids to grow up without you? Your children don't want to lose you just like you didn't want to lose your parents. Don't put them in that situation. A lot of times we feel like ain't nobody out there that love me. Don't nobody care about me. There's people out here that love you. Some people love in different ways. And some people just hard on you because they know you can do better. And they want to see you do better. And they feel like if they push you that way, you will do better. Because they don't know how to actually do it without making you feel some type of way about it. And that's probably because that's how they were done so that they would do better. Or they've seen it happen to somebody. We don't all know what everybody's buttons are. Sometimes we push buttons without meaning to. Just trying to help a person better themselves. But think on that. Think on all that. Everything that I'm telling you, think about it. Get to yourself during your little relaxing moment and think about it. Just think about what you actually going to do before you do it. Consider all the consequences and always include your loved ones in it. Think about how they would feel if one of them consequences actually come about. You can't be selfish all your life. You have to consider others, especially those of you that's got kids. And you know how people in this world do. They're going to talk about you. Regardless, that's going to happen. The ones that you love and that say they love you and the ones that actually love you will still talk about you, depending on whatever mood they in that day or at that moment. If you done something to make them mad, they're going to talk about you. They are definitely going to talk about you. But it ain't nothing for you to go insane about. You got to learn to grow and develop into the man or the woman that you're supposed to be. It's all about maturity, maturity, being a better person. And like I said before, I don't care how hard you are, how gangster you claim to be. Everybody needs and wants love. You want somebody to care. You don't believe me? That's why them real hard, tough people out there cling to their partners, expecting their partners to be there and have their back in whatever situation they go through. And after they get burnt over so many times, they'll say it. I just need to be by myself. And the only reason you saying that is because you really don't want to be like that, but it feel like it'll be better off for you to be by yourself. It won't be. Because you can be by yourself and you still get crossed over, regardless. And with all that being said, take the title of this show and put that in your vocabulary. When you talk to somebody, y'all get ready to part ways and had your conversation, you finna go on about your day. Put that sentence, the title of this show, in your conversation and ask them to pray for you. We all pray for each other. I believe we can better the situation amongst ourselves. You know, we didn't get to meet Gigi tonight. Two reasons. One, she wasn't feeling too well. Two, I've been in my feelings. I just saw all that happen. I come home from work. I mean, I saw it in the news break, didn't really pay it no attention. Come home from work, trying to get myself together, and I'm listening to it on the TV, not really looking at it. And then I seen a few posts on Facebook, and I went and checked it out for myself, and it's like, ain't nobody go to jail. I mean, and that don't bother anybody. No one went to jail. We get out here and protest. Somebody going to jail. At some point, somebody is going to jail if we get out here and protest. It don't matter if it don't get violent. Somebody going to jail. They got out there and protest. It got out of hand. Nobody going to jail? Not one arrest? And guess what the excuse was? The law officials was outnumbered. How that happened? Y'all knew they were finna protest, so why you didn't set the security in place? That's crazy. Big facts. For real, big facts. No security. Nobody going to jail. And a woman died at the Capitol. Nobody go to jail. The one that shot her in the chest? They didn't get arrested? How nobody go to jail and a woman died at the Capitol? That's kind of scary when you think about it, to be honest with you. I don't get it. And before y'all get too carried away in this or whatever, I am not telling you to hate white people, Hispanics. I'm not telling you to hate the opposite race. I don't want you to be a racist. I don't want you to start nothing with anybody. What I want you to do as black people is let go of the violence. Within the black race. Stop killing each other. Stop letting everything upset you. What happened today? Don't let that upset you because they put security in there on us and then put security in there on them. You have to let people learn and find out things for themselves. All I've heard about how they looked at us growing up is that we were animals. We cursed. We are disease or an infection or something. We all know that ain't true. Because if that's how you really felt about us, why you ain't leave us in Africa where we was at? Why would you bring the disease or the infection or the curse over here into the land that you trying to prosper and stuff? You don't need us to help you build no country. No, they're angry because we were set free from that era. And they taught their children that we were animals and diseased and infected like that. Don't get mad about it. Live your life. Do what it is that you need to do and make sure you love one another. Man, listen, I promise you, do that and watch what happens. Watch what happens. I dare you to do it. Right here in 2021, do that. You find yourself getting ready to get into it with somebody, be grown. Just look, I'm finna leave because I ain't got time for this. Make it home to your kids, to your loved ones, and let it blow over. Then the next time y'all meet or the next time y'all talk, be grown. Don't put everybody in your business. Talk it out amongst each other. Have a civilized conversation and figure it out amongst each other. And stop trying to bring each other down. Uplift one another. I know everybody out there ain't gonna do it, but as many of y'all willing to see a better country, a better America, a real great America, do it. And enjoy the fruits of it. Don't go jump in front of no bullet. But if you could Talk to people and de-escalate a situation. Do that. Help them keep that train of thought on their mind. When they go to pulling out guns, do what the first instinct come to mind. Run. Get out the way. And pray for the best. Don't go trying to be Superman, because you ain't bulletproof. I just want to see this country be what it actually has the potential to be. A united nation. Loving. Built under God. Loving one another. I talked to a guy today, told me he can't really get into believing in God because of the way he was treated in the church. But he want to be a good person. So he try to have a good heart and try to do what he believed to be right towards all mankind. It's one of my white brothers. Love him to death. Good man. Really good man. He believed in giving everybody a chance. And I've actually seen him do it. And he gonna continue to be blessed in his life because that's what he doing. In the process, yes, I'm trying to show him, yeah, God exists. And the way that you live in your life is how he wanted to be lived. I hate that he had to go through what he went through in the church. A lot of us went through it. But don't give up on God. Because them people over there, that ain't God. They ain't even using the God that's in them. We're not going to get into that. We want prayer. Pray for them. Pray for the church and the leaders of the church. And when you mention them in your prayers, mention me, the poet. He know who you talking about. Just mention me. And tell him you want to see these shows be prosperous without a cigarette in my hand. Because I need that gone. And I know y'all sitting there saying, just put it down or go get the patch. I tried the patch, made me sick. That little Nicorette gum and stuff, don't like how it tastes. I gag. All that. And since I'm asking you to pray for me, let me tell you about this. I let it go. Left it alone for 2 years. No cigarette. And I lost something very dear to me. Just woke up one morning. It was gone. Only thing on my mind, all inside of me, was I needed a cigarette. And I'll give that to you in details one day. But today ain't that day. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I'm good. I get in my feelings, especially around this time of the year, for that same purpose. But I'm good. Just pray for me. Pray that I'm a better man on tomorrow than I am today. And I'm going to pray for you. Anybody got any prayer requests? Put it in the comments. I will go to God in prayer. And I know y'all see me with this cigarette, but I promise you, he talked to me and I do listen. And I've had conversations with him about this. And it's going to happen in due season. I just want the craving gone. Because every time I get upset, every time I get mad, frustrated, Or even if I feel like I want to break down and cry, I grab a cigarette. Yes, I cry. I'm human. I don't care about you trying to be hard as a rock and act like you don't cry because you a man. You cry. Don't sit there and lie. You cry. You have cried before and you will cry again. Every time God touch you, you'll cry. I'm telling you, you'll get used to it. When that conviction get on you and you see where you was wrong, you're gonna be like a little kid that just got fussed at while you was 2 years old, and you're gonna break down and cry. But pray for me. Ain't nothing wrong with crying. It's a way to let out a lot of anger and frustration. It helps, especially when that stress start getting on you. When you cry, all that come out. You get a fresh start. Don't feel good while you crying. Sometimes it do, especially when it's tears of joy. Because I have laughed and laughed while crying, boo-hoo crying, because I was so happy. I love them kind of cries. I really want to talk, but I've been on here for an hour and 6 minutes. And ain't nobody talking to me. I'm going to do a show. There's going to be people in the background because a lot of people don't want to get on the camera. And we're going to let y'all hear the conversation over the stream so y'all can see what type of conversations I be having in my day-to-day life. You can see why I am the way that I am. And we'll get to that one day. But as for now, I'll leave you with this. Don't judge me. Don't have any ill will towards me. And all you're getting, get understanding. And while you're getting understanding, understand this. We all need prayer in our life from somebody. I don't mean pray no curses on nobody. I mean pray good things for people. Because some of y'all get out there and say, Lord, just let them die. Why would you wish something like that on somebody? I've actually heard somebody say that before, and it threw me all the way off. Of course, I was about 10 years old and couldn't understand why somebody in a church would say that about somebody else that go to the same church. But hey, things like that happen, I guess. But yeah, pray for me, and I'll pray for you. I'm going to pray for you anyway because I'm praying for this entire world. Y'all have love in your heart. Be loved. And lean towards God. Let Him direct your path. Okay. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I know you're probably tired, especially those of you that just came from Bible study. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. And I'm not going to say what we're going to talk about because past couple of times I've done that. That ain't been it. So we'll just see what the day brings. Good night, everybody. Love y'all. Keep me in your prayers.